The stand was being watched by a young boy, maybe 12 years old. It was the sort of bell you see in hotel receptions. Kind of unexpected here. The cat was an ugly brute who looked like he owned the joint. There were some great bargains on the shelf, providing you ran a junk museum. I hadn't come all this way to seek out curios. As I didn't see the point of going all the way over there to get scratched, I stayed where I was. Ah, bad-tempered as well as ugly.
Hey there, young fella. Speaky you the English? Speaka you the Anglese? Parlez-vous anglais?
Yes, si, and indeed oui, and rather better than you by the sound of it. My name is Nijo. Welcome to my grand emporium of quality merchandise.
Have you seen this man before?
No, sir, I'm glad to say. Cold eyes.
No. What do you make of this?
Well, beyond the obvious, very little. That pattern seems very familiar, though.
So, this is your stand?
Oh, yes, sir. Though stand does not begin to do it justice. The finest in this bustling metropolis.
This is a bustling metropolis?
Well, not per se, no.
How much are those books there on the shelf?
Have you any Syrian pounds?
I think I might have a couple of Irish pund.
Then they're too expensive for you, sir.
You speak very good English.
Thank you, sir. I learned from tapes that my uncle procured.
Oh, a language course.
No, sir. Jeeves and Wooster. Cassie, Fink Noto, Aunt Agatha. What ho?
That's not a very friendly cat you got there, Nijo.
No, sir. It is a very unfriendly cat.
Why do you keep it?
Oh, it's not mine. It just rests where it pleases. And today it pleases to rest there. As Kipling would say, it is a cat that walks by itself.
Fiercely independent.
And it smells.
Is that your father lurking in the back of the stand?
He is indeed a roaring fellow. Ayub's his name.
You don't sound like you respect him very much.
Don't I? Not only do I respect him, I rather like him. For all his bluster, we get on very well.
Does the word Templar mean anything to you?
Templar. Ah, Templar. Templar! Why, yes, of course.
It does?
Yes. A splendid series of books by Mr. Leslie Charteris, featuring the roguish Mr. Simon Templar.
Great. That's a real help, Nijo. Anything else?
The Saint television program, featuring Mr. Roger Moore of the quizzical eyebrow, and a stick man with a halo. Bing!
So all Templar means to you is Roger Moore.
I only watched it for the stick man with the halo. Bing! He was better animated.
So I'm correct in saying that the word Templar doesn't mean much to you.
Well, there was the Order of Knights who were wiped out in an Inquisition in 1312, I suppose.
That's them.
What else do you know?
Just how much information do you think there is on a Trivial Pursuit card?
A what?
From the medieval edition. We had it on the stand a couple of years ago. Ask me what a feuter is. Go on, I know all this stuff.
Never mind. Okay, forget about the Templars for a minute. What do you know about knights?
Like the Crusaders, they came to the East on an insane and pointless mission. They sacrificed thousands of lives, including their own, for insensate pride. How anyone can find them romantic confounds me.
Do you know the name Merlin?
I'm afraid not, old bean.
This plaster was very useful in Ireland.
Really? Your fund of travelers' tales never ceases to enthrall me.
What do you make of the...
A man-sized double-ply tissue stained with Bestheimer's number 12 white pancake grease paint, apparently.
Here, shake hands, Nijo.
I'd rather not, sir.
Look at the...
Calais, sir.
What do you think of this, eh?
One day, when I am rich, I am going to build a world-renowned collection of brightly colored balls.
Are you serious?
In deadly earnest. People will come from far and wide to see my
Yes?
collection. The Rockefellers and the Gettys can keep their hoards of so-called fine art. But answer me this. What good is a Picasso, I ask you, if you cannot bounce it off a wall?
You may have a point. Seriously, do you really think this thing's so great?
Take it away, you tempter.
I'll swap it for something off your stand.
Due to seasonal financial considerations, I'm afraid I cannot.
I thought you wanted this thing.
I do, sir. The stand doesn't.
Which in translation meant it's not really my stand, and I'll be in big trouble if I swap anything for something that I want myself.
Alternatively, is there any service that you require?
Not at the moment, but I'll bear it in mind. So long, Nijo.
Toodle peep, sir.
The cat was an ugly brute. As I didn't... It was a guess, but I figured the woman to be an American tourist. Just call me Sherlock. How did this guy make a living selling useless old machine parts in the middle of nowhere? The stand was hawking ancient machine parts. Embarrassed as I am to admit it, you can spot an American tourist a mile off. Hello. I was wondering whether you could help me.
Why, hi there, handsome. What can I do for you?
Hi, my name's George. I was just...
Well, it certainly is delightful to meet you, George.
I was...
My name's Mrs. Henderson, but you can call me Pearl, I'm sure.
Okay, Pearl. I was...
So nice to meet a friendly American face so far from home.
Pearl?
Yes, dear?
I was just wondering if you could help me.
Why, sure, precious.
Have you seen this man before?
No. A friend of yours?
No, not really. What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Oh, it's grease paint. I thought somebody had gaudy taste in makeup.
I've got some
That's nice, dear.
I liked her too much to zap her with the buzzer. Do you know what this...
Lord, no.
It's a sewer key.
Who'd want to break into a sewer?
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
You're a philommonist?
Don't they have secret handshakes?
Oh, George, now you're teasing.
Have you ever heard of anybody calling himself Merlin?
Merlin?
No, Merlin. Merlin. There's an O in there.
Moulin?
You haven't, have you?
No, darling. No Moulins.
What do you think of this chalice?
Now that's really pretty.
What does this mean to you?
Gosh, is this some sort of psychological test?
No.
Oh, well in that case it's a red ball.
Have you ever heard of a group of knights called the Templars?
Sounds familiar. I remember. Dwayne had a book. The Holy Something and the Holy Something Else, I can't quite recall. I read a little of it.
And?
Seemed like a lot of hooey to me.
So, tell me a little about yourself, Pearl.
Me? Oh, a gentleman's interest is always so flattering. Well, my husband and I run a greetings card company in a cute little place called Akron in Ohio.
Akron? Cute? Little? Is your husband around, Pearl?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, he is. Sorry to disappoint you.
Have you talked to the boy on the bric-a-brac stand?
Oh, you've met him? His name's Nijo, you know. Oh, he's just so cute, I could die. I'd love to bundle him up and take him back to Ohio.
He might not thank you.
I'm looking for something ancient, you know. Something to impress the folks back home. The poor boy was trying to do his best, but we still haven't found anything.
Do you know anything about medieval weaving?
I do a little needlework, but gosh.
It's okay. It was a long shot. I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
What do you know about that couple?
Oh, they're American.
Is that all?
The chap's a little odd. As for the lady, it's a funny thing. But I get the impression she's a lot cleverer than she's letting on.
That's not a very friendly cat, you...
No, sir.
Why do you...
Oh, as
Fiercely independent.
and it's
So long, Nijo.
Toodle Pip, sir.
Hello again, Pearl.
Why,
Is your husband...
well,
I've got to go now.
it's been...
Hi, Rex.
Hi, I was wondering whether you could help me.
Why, sure, son. Always got time for a fellow American. The name's Henderson. Dwayne Henderson.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Henderson.
Hell, boy, I'm not in the office. Call me Dwayne.
Oh, okay. Dwayne? My name's George Stobart. Look,
Yeah, and I've got a picture of me shaking hands with George Bush. Of course, that was back in '76.
have you seen this man before?
Maybe. Where'd you get it?
I just picked it up somewhere.
Sure. I'm always picking up photos of complete strangers and then asking around.
Ow! Damn it!
There. I've got another picture of a complete stranger. Maybe I'll ask around about this one.
What do you think of this grease paint stained tissue?
You've been hanging around with actors?
What do you make...
A manhole lifting.
Hey, how come you recognize it?
Hey, how come you're carrying it?
Yeah, well, let's just drop the subject, shall we? Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Do you know the name Merlin?
Nope.
What do you make of this chalice?
That looks old. Is it for sale?
Sorry. What do you think of this?
It's a ball. Big deal.
I saw a medieval picture of a woman, royalty or nobility, something like that. She was looking in a mirror, but the reflection was of a man with 3 faces. What do you think of that?
I think you should be in therapy.
Do you think bulls have any significance around here?
Weird question, George. Nope, I don't think they have.
Do you mind if I ask you an odd question?
Okay, but I might not answer it.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
The Knights Templar?
Yep.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Well, you knew they were an order of knights.
What I know and what I say are 2 different things, boy. I haven't lasted as long as I have in this business without knowing that.
In this business?
Sure. The greetings card business.
Oh, please. Does the image of a knight holding a crystal ball mean anything to you?
Hell no. What would a knight want with a hunk of glass?
I don't know. That's the prob.
What's wrong, boy?
It's not a crystal ball. It all came together in my head. What the conspirators had mentioned losing. The strange perspective of the manuscript. It's a lens. Have you talked to Nijo?
Nijo? He's the youngster on that junk stand, right? Yeah, we've met him. He's a smart kid. Speaks 4 languages, and he's never had a day's formal education. He should go far. Kept trying to peddle garbage on us, though.
You're not going to find much worthwhile around here.
I know that, and you know that. But try telling Pearl. She reckons there's antiquities in them door stands.
You're a long way from home, Dwayne.
Could say the same about you, George.
Me? Well, I'm just sightseeing, that's all.
Without a camera, kinda lags to come all this way and not take pictures. Mind if I take a picture of you, George?
What? Why?
Ow!
You could have warned me.
You don't mind, do you, George? The folks back home will be real interested.
What exactly do you do, Dwayne?
Didn't I say? Oh, I run a greeting card company. Yep, we're based in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland? Pearl said you're in Akron.
What was that?
Nothing. Just thinking out loud. Where is your wife, Dwayne?
Pearl? Oh, she's around, looking for bargains.
How long have you been married, Dwayne?
Hell, must be, 30 years now.
Shake hands, Dwayne.
Why?
Just being friendly.
Let's just be friendly by keeping our hands to ourselves. Yeah?
Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
The merchant was selling fruit. I decided I might have some later. The stallholder's face wasn't a great ad for running a kebab stand. The stand had kebabs dangling from the canopy. As a marketing device, it lacked something. Hi, what's your name, sir?
Hello, hello, you buy kebab. Moscow.
What do you make...
You buy kebab.
What do you think...
Buy kebab.
Does this...
No, you buy...
I'd value your opinion on this, sir.
Nah, you buy kebab. None?
Well, goodbye. Have a nice day.
Most good.
In the still air, the smell hung around like bad smells do. The carpet seller looked craftier than the offspring of a fox and an insurance agent. The carpet seller had an impressive collection of wares. If I had the time and the money, I might have bought a couple of rugs. It was the pattern. I'd seen that pattern somewhere recently. The carpets...
Murhuba! Hello, sir!
Does this mean anything to you?
Yes, carpets, yes?
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Ah! Give to me! Allah mut!
Many beneficent greetings, my most fortunate...
Huh? How frank...
You are...
Boy,
I...
this...
Where...
Oh.
Is good.
Please, I
The
just
club
want to
manager's
skip
bonhomie
this.
seemed-
Because I want to go back. Lord, child.
Murhuba!
Sorry.
Hello, sir!
What do you...
Hello, sir! Love...
What do you think...
Hello, sir! Ma asa...
I figured going out into the countryside was a pretty good way to get lost.
Really? This bitch.
I figured go...
Okay, never mind. Never mind, sorry.
Hello, sir!
Does this match...
Ah! Give to me!
Many beneficent greetings, my most fortunate possible friend.
Huh? Do I know you, mister?
No, and again I say, no. But, my friend, do you not see our mutual good fortune in this meeting?
How frank do you want me to be?
You are a traveler, yes?
Boy, you must be the world's greatest detective.
No, I am told that is Sherlock Holmes of the big forehead and slipper full of shag. I, as contrast, am world's greatest luxury taxi driver.
I can see where this is going.
I am Ultar, taxi driver and luxury guide per excellent. Yes.
This I had to hear.
Where does your heart desire to go? Simply mention the name to your obedient servant, and we shall fly there, swift as the eagle.
Oh, well, I don't really want to leave Marib yet, but I'm sure that if I do, you'll be the first to know.
Is good. You know where you want to go, you come to Ultar.
Thanks. See you around, Ultar.
Be having a pleasant day, full of shining experiences and happiness, my friend.
I don't know why, but I felt like I could trust this guy. The club manager's bonhomie seemed forced, Looking at the place, I could understand that. The outside of the ornate spittoon was beautiful. The inside wasn't. I hadn't felt a need to spit since I was 12.
Hi. Nice club you've got here. I was wondering if you could help me. What? I mean, I beg your pardon? I'm sorry, but I don't understand.
No surprise there, all righty. He says sorry, but he not speak English.
But he didn't say anything.
He not have tongue.
No tongue? What happened?
It was bet.
And he lost.
He won. You should see other chappie. Oh, yes.
The club manager's bonhomie seemed forced. The spittoon was nearly full. What did they sell here? Drinks or expectorants?
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
What do you...
Not much there. Not enough to make tasteful garden gnome, for example.
How about a really small garden gnome?
Ultar not think so.
Have you seen this man before?
Oh, most certainly. Was here only yesterday.
Here? Yesterday? My God, he's close.
Yes, he was asking a lot of questions, just like you.
What did he ask about?
He asked about American called Stoby.
Stobart?
Yes, Stobart. You know him?
The killer knew my name.
What else did he ask about?
He asked about German man called Klobner.
I tried to remember the name of the man the conspiracy had lost in Syria.
Was his name Klausner?
Sure, that is what Ultar said. Klausner. I told this man in the picture, Klausner wanted to go up to Bull's Head.
Hold on, he wanted to go where?
Bull's Head. Big hill, 10 mile out of town. Maybe 60.
When was that?
Oh, maybe a week ago.
What does this...
Nothing. Why? What does grease paint stained tissue mean to you?
This is a key for lifting manhole covers.
You carry some strange stuff with you, mister.
That is not a good idea. Look at this.
Ultar not think so.
What do you think of this ball?
Is most splendid, mister.
Shake my hand, Ultar.
Ha ha! Remind me of thing that happened month ago. Maybe 6. Man come up to Ultar, say, shake hands, Ultar. But man have electric buzz thing in his hand. Ha ha! How we laughed! Then I broke his arms.
I didn't think electrocuting the big Syrian was a good idea. This place is certainly hard to find.
Oh yes, it is most exclusive. The membership can be no more than... Kind sir, what would you guess the population of the village to be?
Gee, I don't know, a couple of thousand?
Then I would estimate the membership to be no more than a couple of thousand.
What do you make of that boy in the market, Nejo?
Nejo? Ha! Ayub's boy is too big for sandals. I speak splendid English and he laugh. He say, Ultar, you big ox, you split infinitive. I say, I split your head if you stay still long enough. Ha 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 ha! Ho 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 ho! Pretty funny, yes?
Hilarious. You should be on cable. What do you know about the kebab seller?
A most miserable man. Ultar say, cheery up, matey mate, it might never happen. And he say, shut up, Ultar.
Fancy that.
Not at all. Arto has face like the drizzle that falls on the midweek afternoon, whatever that is.
Have you met the American couple?
Have Ultar met them? Have Ultar met them? Yes, Ultar have met them.
And?
They most ungenerous. Ultar offer to show them wonders of countryside. They say, is there anything ancient? Ultar say, yes, of course. Nature is ancient. They say, no, anything ancient made by men. And Ultar say, have you seen Taxi? Fan belt older than Ozymandias. Ha 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 ha! But they gone.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
Of course.
Yes? What can you tell me?
Great she-bop band of the 60s.
No, that's not really...
Who put the bop in the bop, 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 bop?
Yeah, eternal questions. What can you tell me about this Bull's Head Hill?
Is most magnificent, lovely views, worth visiting, yes, by indeedity.
How do I get there? No. Let me guess.
You need fine luxury guide to take you there in air-conditioned taxi.
Woe is me. Where can I find such a guide?
And Ultar is most luxurious guide for most literally some way, in any direction.
Gee willikers, lucky old me.
Are you desirous of my pleasant and luxuriant service?
All right, let's go.
First, I regret the formalities. A trip to the Bull's Head? 50 Yankee dollars, please.
$50? I don't have $50.
Oh, most unhappy event. Ultar then sorry, but he cannot take you on ride of lifetime.
Hold on, Ultar. Is there nothing I could barter with you?
Word that it was so, beloved friend. But my taxi needs gas, and its muffler needs the muffler doctor. Trading for these things is not possible. My heart weeps for the injustice, but it's bucks or zip, or unfortunate American.
Well, I still don't have any cash on me, American or otherwise.
Oh, unfortunate most. The delights of the Bull's Head Hill then must...
See you around, Ultar.
May good fortune follow you, mister.
Even if I'd wanted to spit, my mouth was too dry. Damn, the door's locked. I'm sorry? Did you say something?
He say you not to go in toilet. Read sign, matey.
Matey?
It lose something in translation.
By staring hard at the notice and squinting, I discovered I couldn't understand a word of it. I knew the door was locked. I'd need the key to get in there. Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful...
Could you tell me what that sign means?
It's a door stay shut until brush come back. Signed, the management.
Oh, well, what does that mean?
Manager buy lovely new toilet brush, leaves it by wash basin for 10 minutes, come back, it been stolen. Not even out of wrapper. He damn cross. Lock up toilet and say, nobody use fine pristine toilet until brush given back. We say, what we do till then, eh? He say, cross legs and use superior willpower.
And that's what you've been doing?
No, Ultar use bucket.
Well,
Oh, the...
See you around, Ultar.
May...
Hello, sir. Lovely carpet. Ma'a salama.
Suddenly, I realized the horrific truth. The guy was basting the kebabs with a toilet brush. Does this mean...
No. La.
I'd value...
La.
Well,
Most...
Hello again, old...
Friend,
See you around.
I figured going out into the countryside was a pretty good way to get lost. Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
Have you met the taxi man, Ultar?
Heavens, yes. What a big man. Very muscular.
But you didn't go for a ride.
Why, George, you're absolutely the most... Oh, you mean a taxi ride? No, Dwayne wasn't interested, so it didn't happen.
Have you had anything from the kebab stand?
Heaven!
You said that your company is based in Akron.
And Dwayne said it's in Cleveland, no doubt.
Well, yes, he did.
Dwayne was in the Marines and Vietnam, you know. Anyway, he got a medical discharge. Thing is, he gets confused. We moved away from Cleveland 5 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
He also gets a little paranoid. Thinks he's a spy or something.
I'm so sorry, Pearl.
Don't worry yourself, George. We live with it.
Have you ever heard of a hill called the Bull's Head?
No. No, I haven't. Is it nearby?
I'm not sure.
Sounds awful romantic. The Bull's Head Hill.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
I met an interesting guy earlier, a cab driver.
Ah, that would have to be Ultar, a barbaric sort of chap.
Oh, he's not that bad.
You know how he speaks in Pidgin English? That's how he speaks in Arabic too.
Who's the guy selling the kebabs?
Oh, that's Arto. A miserable blighter to be sure, sir.
He doesn't seem very happy.
He never is. Day in, day out, a face like a wet Wednesday. Whatever one of those is.
Does he speak any English?
Not cogently, no.
Look, this is going to sound a bit strange, but I need Arto's brush.
What? The brush he bastes the kebabs with?
Yes.
Let me find some dirty postcards for you instead.
Nijo, this is serious. Arto stole that brush he's using from a friend, and I want to get it back.
Perhaps I could help you, old chap. Maybe? Perhaps?
Maybe what? Perhaps what?
I do not wish to seem mercenary, sir, but I am a merchant, and merchants trade.
Merchant? This isn't Sears and Roebuck here.
Well, if you're going to be disagreeable...
No, you're right. What would you like?
I seem to recall that you have something that might alleviate my boredom. A globe of delight, a Rubicon spheroid of heavenly pleasure.
You mean the ball, don't you?
A tiny spherular form that barely spans my hand, yet promises hours of amusement.
If you mean the ball, why don't you just say so?
Can I have the ball back, mister?
All right, here you go.
Thank you, sir. People say bad things about Americans, but you're okay in my book.
What people? What bad things?
Never mind that now. Remember the brush?
Right, yes, the brush.
All you have to do with Arto is be polite. It lightens his day, makes it all worthwhile for him again.
How can I be polite to the guy when I can't speak a word of Syrian?
Arabic.
That's what I meant.
Simply memorize this phrase. Il ach il kalb.
Il akal kalb.
Close enough. Now, go over to Arto and deliver those honeyed words even unto his delicate ear. He won't be able to do enough for you.
Really?
Really.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
Hi there, Dwayne.
Hi there, George. How can I help you, young fella?
Have you met Ultar?
Almost luxurious air-conditioned taxi ride, mister.
Yeah, the cabbie.
Tried to pull a bunco on us. Take us on a wild goose chase off into nowhere.
Have you had any dealings with the kebab seller?
Absolutely not. Pearl's already had one attack of Montezuma's revenge.
Have you ever heard of a hill called the Bull's Head?
Can't say as I have. Where's that?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out.
Bull's Head, huh? I must remember that. Sounds scenic.
Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
Hello again, sir.
Hello. Kebab? Mmm. Yes?
Il akul kalb?
Filthy. Bad, bad. I'll kill you.
Whoa, calm down. Feet, do your thing. What the heck did you tell me to tell him?
Patience, sir.
Patience? Patience? I've been chased by a homicidal kebab seller, and you expect me to be patient?
But consider, sir, while you were running from the irate Arto wasn't using the brush.
Hold on. Are you telling me that I've been used as a diversionary tactic?
Your brush, sir.
I can't believe that you put me on that kebab seller's death list for a toilet brush.
The ends justify the means, sir.
Yeah, but I noticed it wasn't your butt that was on the line, though.
They also serve who only stand and wait, sir.
Oh, spare me. Thanks for getting the brush and risking my life to do it.
Anytime. Glad to be of service.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
Hello again, sir.
Filthy. Bad.
Okay, I'm going. It was a short-handled brush.
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
What does Il Akal Kalb mean?
Who teach you that?
Nejo told me to say it to Arto.
And Arto come after you with big knife, yes?
Yeah, how did you know?
I know Arto. You tell him in bad Arabic that his kebab's made from dog meat.
I said he was using dog food? No wonder he went crazy.
No. Ultar not mean meat for dog. Ultar mean meat of dog.
Oh. Ugh. Look, I've got the toilet brush back.
You man of action, alrighty. Don't just wave at me. Give to manager.
See you around, Ultar.
May good...
There wasn't much point in trying to launch an in-depth conversation when I couldn't speak Arabic and he couldn't speak. Period. I knew the door was locked. Here's your brush, sir. It wasn't easy getting it back. The manager took the brush from me, gave me the toilet keys as my reward, and stomped off.
What was all that about?
Manager, he say, bah, look at state of this. Need much cleaning in detergent before go around my, you bend.
He said all that?
Body language account for much, you know? Oh, yes, indeedy.
It was the key to the club toilet. It was a roller towel dispenser. The mirror was as clean as anything else in there. And I thought the French had strange toilets. The design of the toilet was a little different from what I was used to, but a toilet chain is a toilet chain all over the world. I hadn't drunk anything since the morning, and I didn't need to use it. Oops. I hadn't drunk anything. It was the short length of chain I'd taken from the toilet of the Club Alamut. The dispenser had opened easily enough. It was a length of coarse gray toweling from the toilet at the Club Alamut. I hadn't come all this Nejo was still by the stand and still looking bored. The fall hadn't done the statuette much good. It had lost its arms and gotten pretty chipped. Hi, Nejo.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
What does this toilet chain mean to you?
Are you building a bathroom in easy installments?
Do you recognize these keys?
No.
That is not a good idea. May I have this statuette? It is broken after all.
Certainly. And when my father deals with that feline for breaking it, you can have a Davy Crockett hat as well.
So long, Nejo.
Toodle pip, sir.
Hi there, Dwayne.
Hi there, George.
What do you think of this?
Looks like the kind of thing Pearl might be interested in. Not old enough, though.
Here I have a washroom towel. Yes? No, that's it. Here I have a washroom towel.
Oh, I was expecting a magic trick or something.
Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
Are you interested in antiquities?
Am I? What have you got there, George?
How about this fine statuette?
Oh, George, that'd be ideal, except, I don't know. It looks new, George. You wouldn't be trying to make a fool out of me, would you, George?
Good God, no, Pearl. Nothing could be further from my mind. Do you know what Il Akal Kalb means?
My, sounds romantic.
Yeah, I don't think it is, though. Look, a washroom towel.
Oh, George, you poor, poor thing. You've had a touch of the sun.
No, I'm fine, really. I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
The statuette looked pretty sorry for itself after its fall, chipped with both arms broken off. It was a handful of plaster left in the castle by Pegram's archaeology team. It was the soggy tissue I'd found in the sewers. The grease paint had worked magic. Now it looked like aged marble instead of cheap plaster. The grease paint Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
What do you think of this fine piece of ancient statuary?
Oh, Matt, that's just what I've been looking for. Just one thing, though.
Oh?
It looks awful similar to that modern one you showed me.
Ah, well, that's because... You see, that's because the first one I showed you was a modern copy of this one. And I sought out the artist who'd done the copy and bought the original. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, George, how can you ever forgive me?
There's nothing to forgive, believe me. Would you like it?
Would I ever? I'm not carrying the money, though. If you go and find Dwayne, he'll pay you for it. If he gives you any trouble, just tell him that I want it.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
Hi there, Dwayne.
Hi there, George. How can I help you, young fella?
What do you think of this?
Good gravy. Looks old.
Yeah, I had to turn this town upside down.
Boy, your luck's better than ours. Looks Roman.
I wouldn't know.
What'll they say back home? How much do you want, George?
Oh, I couldn't. It's the find of a lifetime. I mean,
$50. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. Here you go.
And here you go.
Thanks for the money, Dwayne. This'll come in real handy.
I ought to be thanking you for finding this Roman statuette.
Maybe not. Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
Here's the money Dwayne gave me for the statuette.
Only $50. Oh, I hope you don't feel cheated.
No. I just hope you're happy with it. I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
$50. In the States, I'd have thought of it as a good night out. Here in Marib, it represented hard currency. Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah.
About Bull's Head Hill.
Are you desirous of seeing this most splendid place?
Well, maybe.
A terrific bargain. Only 50 of your Yankee bucks.
50, huh? Okay, it's a deal. Here's the cash.
Ah, most splendid. As you say, the cash price mullah is correct. Mister, we make with haste.
Where exactly is your taxi? 'Cause the only vehicle I can see around here is an aging Army surplus truck.
Yes?
Ah, okay. I'll be along in a minute. It didn't seem right to take off with the toilet keys, so I left them on the bar. Ultar was standing around at a loose end. I had a feeling that something was wrong. Again. Hello again, Ultar.
His most splendid and adventurous client.
What does this toilet chain mean to you?
You got brush back so you could steal chain? You're sure a strange cookie, mister, yes?
Is this any use to you?
My friend, the very thing, yes!
Ultar took the towel from me. cut it in two lengthways and gave me half back. With his half, he did the kind of fan belt replacement that's normally done with stockings.
Now, if I knot the ends together, so... Serviceable, yes? Very serviceable indeed.
Stockings might work on a Bentley, but on a truck, the coarse toweling did the job nicely.
Come along, my friend. You want to see the bull's head? Yes?
Centuries of hot days and cold nights had opened a crack in the cliff edge, deep into the living rock. A young tree grew at the edge of the drop. I damaged that tree enough for one day. A young tree. The stick I'd broken off was surprisingly hard and inflexible. I could see that crack would make a good anchor point. With a flourish, I tied the end of the towel to the stick with a textbook reef knot. I was now in possession of the patented Stobart stick towel. If I could only think of a use for it. I could see that crack would make a good anchor point. Well, that looked really safe. But I had no choice. I hadn't anticipated going mountaineering when I'd come to Syria. Close up, the niche looked somehow artificial. I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in there. But hey, what the heck? I was only risking mutilation. No blade took my hand off at the wrist, and no scorpion stung me, for which I was very grateful. But there was something in there, a metal ring, as wide as my hand. I took a firm hold of the ring. I tried not to think of death traps, and pulled. Whoa there! This country sure was beautiful. I'd have to visit again sometime when I wasn't in such a hurry. Down below, I could see the top of Ultar's soft-top truck. It seemed a hell of a long way down.
Hey, edit. Thank you. Sorry, I'm laying back in my chair, super comfy, really cold. Not really all that talkative today. Just chilling. But I appreciate you.
Around the corner, I found the corpse. Oh my God. Klausner? Large as life and twice as dead. I'd hardly had time to accept the fact when I heard the door mechanism start up again. Oh man, no! The door had slammed shut, trapping me. I had a bad feeling about how Klausner had died. I couldn't help but notice faint bloody finger marks on the rock, as if somebody had tried to claw their way out.
Jesus.
A stone head bearing 3 bearded faces. It was a strange image, but a powerful one, redolent with antiquity and ancient mysteries. I couldn't think of anything to do with the statue, apart from scaring small children with it. I couldn't see any marks of violence, apart from his fingertips being scraped raw, and that seemed self-inflicted. Klausner had been pretty smart to get this far, but he was still dead. Bullwhips might be handy for exploring ancient ruins, but they're no use when you're trapped in a cave. Klausner clearly fancied himself as a latter-day Indiana Jones. Whatever had been in the bottle had been drunk. Klausner must have died of thirst and dehydration. I searched the corpse. No portable phone, no demolition charges, no 5-course meal. You'd think international conspirators would go around better equipped. Klausner was dead, all right. I'd searched Klausner once. There was nothing on his body. I've done more fun things in my life than searching a corpse. But as my life expectancy wasn't great, I figured I should try every new challenge that came my way. I cautiously flicked open the jacket. A leather pouch was tucked behind Klausner's body. Hey, what's this? I'd found some kind of lens. A very old lens made from a very hard glass. That settled it. The knight on the manuscript had been holding a lens the whole time, not a crystal ball. A leather pouch was tucked behind Klausner's body. There was nothing else in the pouch. I'd searched Klausner once. There was nothing. I'd searched. I couldn't take the inscription with me. All I could do was stare at it and try to memorize it. In occidenta cita est, in ora mundi. Okay, that would have to do. The mouth's opening. It must be Ultar. My God, if he comes in, we'll both be trapped. Ultar! Don't come in! It's a trap! Stay where you are! You!
Hello, Mr. Stobart. We meet in the most unusual places. Please, do not make any sudden moves. I have no desire to maim you.
Did you say maim?
I did. Dead men tell no tales, as you say. And I want to hear everything that you have to tell me.
And what if I don't want to talk?
Then I shall, most regrettably, have to kill you. Rest assured, however, that I am an excellent shot you would not suffer.
Oh, that's good. Believe me, I'm really assured.
It is rather dark in here. I think we should conduct our business outside.
Why should I make myself an easier target?
If I fire at you, Mr. Stobart, I shall hit you even in here. But, unfortunately, my marksmanship will suffer. It could be the difference between hitting you in the leg or the groin.
Boy, it sure is hot in here.
No sudden moves, Mr. Stobart. Now then, where shall we start?
How about being bosom buddies and you putting that gun away?
Klausner, do you know where he is?
Klausner? Who the hell's Klausner?
I followed his trail here, as I believe did you.
I never heard of this Klausner guy before. I just asked around about strangers and got lucky.
Luck is a commodity that you are sorely pressed for now, Mr. Stobart. I have been watching you since you arrived in Marib.
You have? I never noticed you.
Precisely my point. You don't know what I know. Please, bear this in mind when answering my next questions. Now, where is Klausner?
I'm telling you, I never heard of the man and I don't know where he is. Maybe we can cut a deal.
What is to stop me killing you anyway?
Yep, he's dead. Just around the corner of the cave. You want to look?
I'll take your word for it. How did he die?
Starvation or dehydration by the look of it.
He was caught in this trap you were shouting about? Yes, I suspected as much. The Templars were not ones to give away their secrets lightly. Was there anything else?
Well, there is something, I guess, but you can't move it.
Yes? What is it?
It's a treasure map. X marks the spot.
Come now. Do you expect me to believe that?
Yeah, okay. You caught me. But round the corner, there is something in Latin up on the wall.
Latin? Do you remember it, Mr. Stobart?
In accidenta cita est, in ora mundi.
Ah, the words of Caesar. Yes, that makes sense.
Well, I know that roughly it means to the west, to the edge of the world. But what the heck is that about?
It tells me where the sword of Baphomet lies. Mr. Stobart, I am sure that you are just what you appear to be. A gifted amateur.
Thanks, I think.
But I can no longer tolerate your interference. There is far more at stake than you realize.
So what are you gonna do?
I regret that we must end this here and now. Your only choice now is whether you die like a man or like a dog.
Yeah, my mic's muted. I'm just laying back in my chair, chilling. I don't really feel like talking. Plus, there's really not much for me to commentate on, to be honest. So. What's up, Mono? Can we get a shout out for Mono, please? He's the person that I rated last stream. A fellow Nancy Drew fan. I've never watched Monty Python. That's the movie about the big snake, right? You finished it? Ooh, I hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, if you enjoyed Secrets Can Kill, then you're in for a treat, because a lot of the other games are a lot better. IMO. But, yeah.
Okay, you're the boss. I'll take my medicine.
You are an honorable man, Mr. Stobart. A rare breed. I should like to shake your hand.
Yeah. Well, What the heck?
Whoa! Oh! He jumped off? Oh! Wait, why did it skip?
Luckily, the canopy on Ultar's truck broke my fall.
Thank goodness for that.
The worst part of the experience was Ultar's driving.
What about the lens? Is it still in one piece?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good to
Did
see
I-
you again, Josh.
What the fuck?
Really? Well, I have to say, I'd have enjoyed Syria a lot more if you'd been there.
I wouldn't have been much help. Anyway, you did just fine on your own.
I don't understand. It showed a cutscene for like half a second. Did I do something wrong?
This is the chalice I discovered in Spain. Have you any idea what this lens might be used for?
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Okay.
There's a guy working on a loom. A knight with a crystal ball. The knight scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
The identity of final villain, but then dismissed it as being outlandish. Turns out I was dead on. Yeah, that Nancy Drew game is something, isn't it?
I'd better get back to the quest.
Alright, well, have to reset my counter of streams I've gone without mentioning Hannibal. So we're back at 0. Lord have mercy.
Sergeant Moo?
Yes.
I'd like to
Yes.
Okay, we already picked this, my bad.
One, there.
Okay, let's just
See you later, Sergeant.
Cafe. Is there anybody at the cafe? There's nobody here. Okay. This is the museum.
It was the lens that I'd found on Klausner's body. The chalice from the mausoleum was obviously of superior workmanship, but grimy and tarnished.
Okay. What the fuck is this? Oh. Uh-oh. I don't know why I thought I was leaving. 1:30 a.m. I appreciate you, Mono. Get some rest. I hope you get some rest. Hope you get a nice sleepy sleep. I'm looking forward to your next stream, actually. I have to watch your VOD.
Oui, I have returned.
Well, I wasn't expecting to see you back here again.
No? Well, it is a strange thing, but I am here on duty.
On duty? But you're just sitting there drinking wine.
No, I am not just drinking wine. I am undercover.
I must be missing something. You're in uniform.
Precisely, monsieur. My cover is that of an indolent, wine-guzzling police officer.
You've got me convinced.
Merci. But in reality, my every muscle is poised, every nerve honed. I am drawn tight, ready to pounce. Bang!
Who
Jesus.
or what were you planning to pizzang on?
You must have heard, monsieur, of the terror that is gripping Paris.
You mean the killings? Oh, at last, someone's taken action.
People die every day. No, I am on the trail of Sewer Jacques.
Who?
Sewer Jacques, the terror of the subterranean city. He pops up here, he pops up there. The cops, they seek him everywhere. Is he so hush or beneath the neck? That damned elusive Sewer Jacques.
Bravo, that's very good.
Merci. I was up half the night writing that.
Who is this Sewer Jacques
What the
character
fuck?
anyway?
Ah, if we but knew that, we could have him in custody in an hour. But he is cunning to despoil the sewers of our fair city. He has
Somebody from
committed many
Oregon just
deceptions.
called me.
He
It was
has
a
pretended
spam
to be a
call.
police officer, and he has pretended to be a jongleur.
Wow, is
Jongleur.
that the time?
And an American tourist. What nationality are you, monsieur?
Canadian. Well, gotta go now. See ya. Well,
Oh my god.
it's not everyone who can say they started an urban myth.
Alright, I don't want to talk to this cop anymore. I'm over it. I gotta go. Right now, immediately, bye.
A priest stood by the pews, energetically polishing something. Excuse me, Father.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all, monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
Bye, Biddle.
I was in Ireland recently, and I brought back this plaster.
My sister brought back a shillelagh.
Have you seen this man before?
No, I have never seen him before.
No way.
There's grease paint on this tissue.
Oui, you are correct.
I have here a sewer key.
Ah, oui?
Have you ever seen anything like this lens?
No, never. The glass seems subtly colored in some way.
Yeah, I've never noticed that before.
No way.
What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know. It is very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
No, that's okay.
As you wish.
How long have you worked here?
Hardly work, monsieur. This is a calling. I have been helping Father Flambert for nearly 6 months now.
I guess you don't know much about the history of this church, then.
Just a little.
You've got quite a shine on that candlestick.
Ah, oui. Anything less than best would be an insult to the Almighty.
I guess so. I never thought of it like that. What do you know about the Knights Templar?
You have come to the right place, if that is your interest. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to France.
Well, the Pope was right behind it, though.
Clement V was a man of mammon, not of God.
That's kind of forthright for a priest, isn't it?
You think so? It is hard to be sure what happened. It is so long ago.
I noticed that the stained glass window on the left looks more modern than the middle one.
You have a keen eye, monsieur. The original window was destroyed in the last war. It was as old as the church, early 14th century.
Oh, man, that's awful.
Oui, a terrible loss. Still, the church and the other windows survived.
I thought about using the shake and shock on him, but I couldn't do that to a priest. This chalice is kind of tarnished, isn't it?
Would you like me to polish it, monsieur?
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
Okay, thanks. I didn't have time to sit around. A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. It looked a lot like the statue on top of the de Vasconcellos mausoleum.
Okay. Countess took me to her 13th century mausoleum, where 5 of the 6 Templars are buried. Found a chessboard puzzle, which must connect to those weird chess pieces. Countess's face really lit up when I told her. Countess told me about the missing knight, Don Carlo, and his conflict with the church after the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlo returned from a scholarly trip to find his manservant killed and his children gone. Distraught, he searched for his kids until the day he died. Since then, there has been a curse on the family. My new puzzle-solving skills have uncovered an ancient Templar chalice. Now back to Paris to show Nico. Guess I've promised the Countess I'll try to find out what happened to Don Carlo. I'm sure that everything is related in some way. So I've got a chalice. Now it's time to follow that lead from Ireland and explore whatever the fuck further. Now in Marib, the village revealed by the tripod and gem, need to start hunting for clues as to what happened to this Klausner guy and the lens he is supposed to have found. The knight in the manuscript isn't holding a crystal ball. It must be the lens that Klausner was supposed to have found in Marib. Oh no, Khan's here, and he's been asking around about me. According to Altar, the taxi driver, Klausner is asked to go someplace called Bull's Head Hill. I need to check that out. This place is weird. Had to get a toilet brush to get a towel to fix the taxi, but I made it to Bull's Head Hill, now to look for Klausner. Find him, find the lens. This is some vacation, trapped in a cave in Syria with a corpse for company and an assassin on my tail. I was right, it's a lens, not a crystal ball, and now I have it. Although Klausner is dead, and I'm going the same way unless I find a way out. Kinda mixed result. Face to face with Khan again, but this time he tried to kill me. Fortunately, my ninja-like reflex saved me. The Latin inscription in the cave is a clue to where the sword of Baphomet is hidden. Okay.
On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack. A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much. A scholarly knight. That rang a bell. A very Spanish bell. The lens fitted into the end of the scroll like a hand into a glove. Per disciplinum meum lux videbus. Hey!
3 elements. Hey, a puzzle. 3 elements. 3 lens elements need to be slid to the correct position within the circle so that when aligned they create a clear image. Each lens element can be moved by moving the mouse pointer over the numbered tab, and when a grasped hand appears, clicking and holding the mouse button to slide it left or right. George will acknowledge the image once the lenses are correctly positioned. Okay, I see. Love that. Honey, please. Why is it so fucking, like, weird? It's, like, ugly as fuck to try and move this shit.
The distortions came sharply in the book. It was a Knight Templar burning at the stake. And below him a date in Roman numerals. A Knight Templar burning at the stake. And a date. Let me see. MCCCXIV. That's 1314.
I like that. I wish there were more puzzles in this game. That's my main complaint.
Hey, thanks.
It is my pleasure, monsieur.
Honestly, my
What
only
was the writing
complaint.
on the chalice?
It was not writing, my mistake. It was a coat of arms. The remarkable thing is that it seems very familiar.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that wall tomb in the far corner. That winged horse is quite distinctive.
No, yeah, this is what I've learned from point and clicks in general is I'm more interested in a point and click puzzle game than a point and click, if that makes sense. Like, I guess what attracts me is the puzzles, like the point and click. I guess what attracts me is the point and click and the art style. But what keeps me are the puzzles, if that makes sense. Because with this game, there is so much dialogue. And a lot of it is my fault because I'm like, oh, everything that you have in your inventory when you speak to somebody, you can have them comment on it. And it's voiced. So I'm almost like, to give these characters a lot of, or to see the potential of their personalities, I always am like, what are they going to say about this? What are they going to say about that? So I do add a ton of dialogue that, like, isn't necessary for story progression. But at the same time, normally, like, when I play a game like this and there's a ton of dialogue, it can lose me because my attention span is such shit that I need, like, something that's I'm going to be focused on that's always going to have, or not always, but also going to have that, like, action or that interactivity that, like, stimulates my brain and keeps me interested. And, like, this game doesn't have that. Like, at the beginning, when you play Nico, like, the first, like, 30 to 45 minutes of the game I really enjoyed the most. And everything since then, not that the game is bad, but I'm just having a hard time staying interested, and I think it's because there are so few puzzles. Like, something, and I know I can't always use Nancy Drew as an example because it's its own niche kind of thing, but, like, I would say that Nancy Drew's a puzzle game and it is point and click interface, but that's not, like, it's mainly a puzzle game. And I think I like the pacing of that more, where there's just tons of puzzles, but also there's a break from the puzzles, and that's when you do the talking or the dialogue or the story or the character building or whatever. Like, that break is essential and helps to complement the puzzles and complement the game as a whole. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, I'm struggling with Broken Sword because, it's not that it's not interesting. I mean, the story, I don't care. Like, I don't care. You know, like I was more interested in the murder mystery of like, ooh, who's this costume killer dude who's going around killing people in different costumes and stuff. That was what piqued my interest. And now we've been getting into this like plot line of, ooh, treasure and knights and stuff. And I'm just like, not there. I'm really not there. And pretty much the only reason that I'm playing at this point is because I know that this game is a classic point and click, and I've been trying to get into classic point and clicks, so I'm kind of just riding it out. And yeah, that's literally how I feel about it. I really wish that there were more puzzles. And something I also noticed is, yeah, this is an older point and click, and it doesn't have that many puzzles, but like it's almost like the point and click gameplay is its own puzzle. And I think that's like where older point and clicks are like, yeah, we're classic, we're older, and we're not like moderns where you have your handheld and you know what to do and blah blah blah. And they take like this huge stand in how like, oh, its logic is really odd. You're probably going to need a walkthrough for it, which I don't ever think is a good like point for a game. Like, you're gonna need a walkthrough for it because its logic is just out of this world and would never ever under any circumstance make any kind of sense. Like, what? I don't think that's like you don't get like gratitude points from me if that's something that you say about your old or your classic fucking retro PNC, but that's just me personally. I wish this had more puzzles, because then maybe I'd be more interested in the story and all of this dialogue if there were breaks in between for dynamic puzzles. Instead of just, like, I really liked in the beginning the, like, cryptic code puzzle. That was cool, but literally all that was just, like, hey, man, but without the man. It was just, like, guess what it is, and then once you get, like, your vowels, then you're pretty much good because you just fill in the rest of the blanks. It's not really, like, I don't know. I know I complain about puzzles being challenging and me not getting them and stuff, but at least, like, at the end of the day, they're stimulating. Whereas most of the time that I'm playing this game, I'm literally just sitting there with my mic muted because I have nothing to say, because everything that I could say is already being said through the dialogue between the characters that I'm listening to for 25 minutes. Like, not to shit on this game that everybody loves and thinks is a masterpiece, but it's making me aware that maybe I'm not that big of a point and click fan. Maybe I'm just a point and click fan when it's accompanied by puzzles, when a puzzle game takes the point and click interface. Maybe I'm not a point and click fan. Maybe I'm a poser. Maybe I'm just a fucking poser. What's up, Jay? Try the Dig. It's a point and click adventure with a 10 out of 10 soundtrack. That's by Sierra, isn't it? That's like 2-bit or whatever. But yeah, there's my little mini rant. Literally the entire, like, okay, I can't remember when I started, but for the last, like, several hours of this game, literally, I have just, like, clicked on stuff and then let characters get all their voice dialogue out, and then when I have to interact, I'm, like, there. But the whole time they're like fucking voicing their dialogue and shit. I'm literally on my phone looking at stuff because I need something else. Like, it's bad. Not the game, but like how I'm playing it. Like, I'm bored listening to them. I'm bored. I have to look at something on my phone or do something while I listen and listen and listen. And I mean, like, it's stupid because I've been talking like the last 2 weeks or whatever. I was playing games where I was just constantly reading. Like, Ikenfell was all me reading, and I was like sick of it. By the end of the game, I was sick of it, and I didn't want to play another game where I had to read all of the dialogue between all of the characters, and I was reading fucking everything because it was exhausting. So it's like, there's two extremes. Either there's no voice dialogue and you have to read all of it aloud for your stream, or there's so much voice dialogue and very little interaction besides literally just pointing and clicking, which I know is the whole point, but still, it's like there's just two extremes. None of it's voiced and you have to read it all, and all of it's voiced, but there's nothing else that keeps you interested. And that's the two extremes I'm struggling with right now. It's very odd, but that's my feeling at the moment.
Boy, what a shine you got on this.
Merci. It is all in the wrist action.
That is how I feel.
Is the right-hand window original?
Oui, monsieur.
Do you speak Latin?
You ask this of a priest?
Okay. Can you tell me what per disciplinum meam lux videbus means?
Let me see. That would be, by my teachings, you will see the light. I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
There's too much voice dialogue, you end up just sitting there. Yeah. And like, okay, back to Nancy Drew, which I used to compare to everything, but in Nancy Drew, when there's tons of dialogue, at least it's interesting. Like, when you call the boys, like when you call the Hardy Boys on the phone, like, they're quirky, they're interesting, they're likable, right? If you call somebody, like any of the phone calls in those games, even if you don't know the character at all, like, what they have to say is interesting for the most part. Like, I think maybe there's been like once or twice where I've just been like, I don't care. Just tell me what I need to trigger the next puzzle or whatever. But most of the time it's interesting. But in this game, it's not interesting. It's like, it's interesting to hear their voice dialogue because of like the funny accents and how they pronounce things and stuff like that. But like the characters themselves, if you hide away or tuck away the fact that they have like an accent that sounds unique, they're not actually interesting. And you know so little of them that you can't even get invested in the first place. I like Nico a lot, but we rarely see her. And George is cool, but like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm not, George is cool, but like I'm still not there, if that makes sense.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
And it's not a game problem, it's just a me problem. That's it. That's really all it stems down to. TBH. Use the lens in the church and discovered an ancient clue in the window, the burning, and the date 1314.
In comparison to its neighbor, it looked pretty plain. Now that my attention had been drawn to it, there was no mistake. There was no name on it. But the coat of arms was undeniably the Pegasus of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos. My eye was drawn to the biblical references carved into the edge of the tomb. Hey, maybe these biblical references mean something.
A puzzle! A jumble of letters are carved into the side of the knight's tomb. You must look for and highlight a number of biblical verse references, comprising of the name of a book, followed by the chapter and verse in Latin numerals. So, for example, Luke chapter 8, verse 2 would be displayed as Luke V111 plus 11. You must find and highlight all the verse references. Highlight the full verse reference and the letters will stay lit, otherwise the letters will fade. George will read the verse references once they are all highlighted. Wait to fight. Okay. I'm not allowed to complain about this puzzle because I legit just asked for it, right? Right? Okay. Alright. How do I know what I'm looking for? Is that a stupid question? $13.14. Am I like dumb? Look at this. What the fuck?
Psalms 22:21. Not much
Jesus.
to go on, but it must have meant something. If I examined the tomb more closely, there might be other clues to find.
Fucking scary.
Psalms 32:7. The numbers referred to a chapter and a verse in the Bible. Corinthians 14:5.
I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to know this shit. To be honest with you, I never read a Bible. I never. What? I've never read the Bible. I have read the Bible actually. I actually have. Not by choice. Definitely not by choice. But I have.
John 4:11. There were no more references to find, but a series of Roman numerals ran around the plaque. I made a note in case they meant something.
I don't know.
Psalms 32:7.
Okay.
John 4:11. Corinthians 1:4-5. And just one more. Psalms 22:21. I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy coincidence to me. After all, the de Vasconcelos arms were already on the manuscript. Note, I was still convinced that the chalice had some significance all of its own.
What the fuck is this man saying? Got the priest in the church to clean the countess's chalice. He recognized the engraving on the side as matching one on a tomb in his church. Around the outside of the inscriptions were the numerals blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Bye. Like a steel trap.
Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Did you know that the center window conceals an image of a man burning at the stake?
The Burning Man?
What, you knew?
Joshua
That
Graham.
was a hidden image? No. But the church has a reputation for being haunted. Many times, people have claimed to have seen a burning man in the window. But when others they look, there is nothing. Perhaps the light has to be just so for the figure to appear.
Yeah, or maybe you need a special lens. Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Get me out of this fucking hellhole. I don't like churches. Well, yeah, no, I don't like churches. I like what they do for people, but I do not feel safe in a church. Oh my god, I remember I was supposed to go to a church once, and I was like a kid. Like, I was probably like between the ages of like 8 and 12 or some shit. Not fun time. It was really not fun. Not fun. Not fun. Have you played The Witness? I've tried, but I really couldn't get into it. Maybe I'll try it again. But like sometime in the next like 5 years. But yeah, I couldn't get into it for some reason. It's just too hard.
Do you know anything about the...
No,
the sign?
Oh my god.
Most you don't.
Sorry,
You
we
want-
talked about...
Why don't you...
Please.
Do you?
Literally, I already talked to him about that. I don't know why it like isn't grayed out.
That is...
I don't want to talk to this dude.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah, me neither.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie. Where have you been? Nicole said you were away.
I just returned from Syria.
Syria? On the trail of the Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes. What is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face. In the cave, I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In accidenta cita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world, to the west.
Strange. That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Like I said, it's a treasure map. No way. While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that?
Allegedly. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is. Just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed right here in Paris.
Where?
At the Institut Hermétique de Nerval. The statue is beneath the foundations. It was discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even now. A bearded head. The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols. One of the workmen noticed a curious stain at the base. He claimed it looked like blood.
Blood?
That's right.
Blood.
Thanks for your help,
Blood.
Andre.
You're welcome.
Seems the three-faced monstrosity I saw in that Syrian cave was a depiction of Baphomet. He says his statue was recently found in Paris at the Institute. Apparently it's covered in Templar symbols. Yeah, sorry, I can't pronounce all these things that are like not things I can pronounce. Sorry. Is that Hank Hill?
There was a dumpster full of debris. From the excavation, I guessed.
Hey, you! Get away from my dumpster.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, you!
Okay.
George, what the fuck?
Oh, darn. I'd left my grappling hook at home. No way could I get up there.
This man, he thinks he's so fucking funny, and he's right.
The painter didn't seem to regard the painting as too important. Not as important as a cigarette break, anyway.
He looks like he's covered in mustard.
The painter had a pot of gunmetal gray primer hanging from the barrier. Excuse me, could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions.
About that hair.
Have you seen...
Yes, he asked me a lot of...
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, it's a communion chalice. I know, you know, I used to be an altar boy.
You?
Yes, me. What's so funny about that?
Nothing. I was pretty sure the Shaken Shock had shot its bolt in Syria.
You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoke so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean, when you finish your break.
When I finish my break, an interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too.
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris and to touch up damage to the door frames with my little pot of paint. It's a very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but
You couldn't be bothered to join.
Right. Tell you what, though, I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
What's unusual about the visitors to the excavation?
None of them look like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an archaeologist looks like?
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So, who are they?
Who cares as long as they pay me?
What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Has a guy...
Was he wearing a t-shirt with "My name is Merlin" on it?
I doubt it.
Then how the hell am I supposed to know his name just by looking at him? Huh?
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur. Hey, monsieur! Get away from my paint pot!
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Pah!
Puh.
There was a telephone on the far wall. A guard stood by a door I guessed led to the excavation. He looked pretty pompous. Well, not so much pretty, just pompous. A thermostat was mounted over a radiator. The radiator was pumping out heat as the thermostat was cranked right over to full. No wonder it was warm in here, even with the door open to the chill of fall. The doorway was full of assorted old tea chests, cardboard boxes, and so on, all empty and all uninteresting. I couldn't see any use for a collection of dirt and half bricks. The doorway led to an old utility closet that had lost its door. There was nothing interesting in there.
Yeah, true. Whoop.
There was a closed door with toilets scratched into the cheap veneer.
That door is locked, monsieur.
Do you mind if I use the phone?
Be my guest. I'm paid to guard this door. The phone can look after itself.
Hi, Nico?
Georges, what have you discovered?
Nothing yet.
Nothing. Is something wrong?
No.
Georges, why are you calling me?
Oh, no reason. I just wanted to hear your voice.
You did? Well, this is my voice saying, don't bother me, I'm busy.
Oh.
Bitch, I'm doing all this shit for you. You can't even pick up the phone and be nice. Do you know how much dialogue I have to sit through, Nico? Huh?
I couldn't get to the door while the guard was there.
Unbelievable.
Excuse me?
Oui?
Dude, it's so fucking cold. What the fuck?
Have you seen this man before? You have.
Non.
Shit. Dick. Piss. Cunt. Baba Booey.
Maybe not. I thought better of showing him the chalice. He might be on the conspiracy's payroll, and I didn't want to risk it.
Oui? You have...
A sudden urge to sing. Care to join me?
No, no singing in here.
I've got spurs.
Do you recognize this name?
The jingle, jingle,
Really?
jingle.
No.
Maybe not.
Look. Ah, just what I've always wanted. If you give me that, you can enter through the door.
Really?
Of course not. What would I want with an old tissue?
Hey, it's none of my business.
I got this...
Not an...
This guy...
So it is.
So, what exactly are you doing here?
I'm guarding. You expect to find me shearing sheep?
Take it easy. I just didn't realize you were a guard. I'd like to know what you're guarding, please.
That's a secret.
It wouldn't happen to be an archaeological site, would it?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Then why ask?
I had a feeling this was no normal hole in the ground. I'd like to use the washroom, but the door's locked.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key.
Thanks.
The fuck?
Hi again.
What is it?
It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
I have my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
What do you know about the Knights Templar? There was a long pause during which the guard said nothing. Then he said,
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Is this a test?
What, like a history pop test?
No, like a test.
Okay, yes, it's a test.
Then I know absolutely nothing about the Templars.
The guard was being amazingly evasive. It was going to take more than goodwill to get past him. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
What?
The door was locked.
Yeah, he gave you a key.
Hi again.
What is it?
I need to use the toilet again.
Again? Already?
I have this problem. How technical do you want me to get?
Never mind. Here's the key.
I didn't want any coal.
Darn.
The thing felt really hot. Big demands seemed to be being made on it. Being in a charming comfort station like this made me think fondly of the toilet in Syria. That place was kept in pretty good order. At least, it had been until I vandalized it. Still, it was all for a good cause. On the wall was an automatic hand dryer. Oh boy! Dirty soap! How do they do that?
Jesus.
Oh boy! Dirty soap! How do they do that? Perhaps I could make a copy of the key. The key had made a clear imprint in the soap. The bar of soap had the imprint of a key in it. I knew keeping that plaster was a good idea. With the plaster and the imprint, I was on the right lines. I had filled the key's imprint in the soap with dry plaster. You can't make a cast without wetting the plaster. But wet plaster alone does not make a cast. The key's imprint was now filled with wet plaster. I used the dryer to speed up the process. Well, it had taken a while, but I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key, way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to substitute it for the real one. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal. Then again, that plaster statue in Syria hadn't looked like stone until I'd been a bit artful with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well. Maybe not. It was my plaster copy of the excavation key. Trouble was, it looked like plaster, and it felt like plaster. Hi again.
What is it?
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Monsieur, get away from my paint pot.
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Pah.
Killer!
Hello, Nico. It's me.
Hi, George. What's happening?
I'm at the excavation, but they won't let me in.
Damn! We need to know what's in there.
Don't worry. I've got a scheme. I'm going to need your help, though.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him. Hi, it's me again.
What now?
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
What woman? She must be mistaken, monsieur.
Well, she asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers and his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like me. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her hunk.
I know you did not just put that on the fucking ground. I know you did not just put that on the ground. I will kill you with my bare hands. I will choke the fucking life out of you, you litter bug. Disgusting. Repulsive. Sorry, I don't like to casually talk about murdering somebody, but people who litter
Well, monsieur, what a
cigarette
strange woman.
butts.
She was all over me and then suddenly...
Oof,
nothing
Lord.
but abuse.
Really?
What? Abuse? Ah well, I have a cigarette to finish. And monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
I turned the heating off. As I'd hoped, the guard put his gloves on. Hi again.
What is it?
I need to use the toilet again.
Again? Already?
I have the... Now, I'd substituted the fake key for the excavation key. It looked okay, but felt false. Hi again.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, George.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Hey, you. It's the phone.
Yeah, who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
No, you don't understand. I refuse to talk to her.
You refuse. You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
Don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around all day.
I have a highly responsible job. Don't me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop like you. All epaulettes and no brains.
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. It was too good an opportunity to miss. Looked like he had enough problems without me interfering. The guard was telling the painter there was a call for it, and the painter wasn't believing a word of it. I couldn't see anything useful to do with the planks. No, thanks. I think I'm carrying enough junk. Close up, the pattern didn't make any sort of sense. It fanned out around an axis point, a kind of focus to one side. There was no doubt about it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria, Baphomet. The Templars had certainly been through here. There it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice, the image of a church. I found out what the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower. No way. I guess I'd better return the chalice to the Countess.
Hurry back, Georges.
Lopez, one man and his hose. Hi there, Lopez. How's tricks?
Senor Stobart, how pleasant to see you. You are well.
Fine, thanks. Is the Countess in?
She is waiting for you. I will show you up.
It's okay, I know the way.
Senor Stobart, I feel I owe you an apology.
No, you don't.
I was impolite on our first meeting.
Look, Lopez, just forget about it. I came on like a snake oil merchant. I wouldn't have trusted me in your shoes.
You do not understand. Finding the chalice has given my lady a new lease of life. It's a marvel. She smiles, she laughs. The tradesmen are saying that she is on Prozac.
What's the story behind the chalice vanishing?
When the Inquisition raided, in the absence of Don Carlos, it was believed that they had taken it. Naturally, they denied the charge as they denied taking the children. And naturally, nobody believed them.
But they were telling the truth. The chalice was hidden from them. You don't suppose they were telling the truth about the children as well, do you?
Madre de Dios! I had not thought of that. But then what happened to them?
I don't know. If the Inquisition didn't take them, then who did?
You must speak to my lady of these.
Count on it. So the Countess feels that the curse is lifted.
I would not put it so strongly. Your discovery of the chalice was proof that the Templars never abandoned the de Vasconcelos. It counts for a great deal with my lady.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobart.
It was just a little utility room with no exit, unless you counted the window. It was a small mirror hanging over the sink. The Countess de Vasconcelos seemed a lot happier than the last time we met.
Senor Stobart, oh, what a pleasure. Please, sit down.
Hi, Countess. The pleasure's all mine. I've brought back your chalice.
Why? You've had it cleaned.
Yeah, I met an obliging priest with a soft cloth.
Have you resolved the Templar mystery?
No, not yet. I don't even know what it is I'm after.
There are many stories of the knight secreting great wealth away.
Whatever. All I know is I don't want the bad guys to get it.
To be young and live in a world of moral absolutes.
That is... There's still the mystery of the missing chess piece.
I do not think that it will ever be discovered, unless the fate of the children is revealed.
The Inquisition were suspected of taking the chalice and the kids, right? We know now they were innocent of the first crime. What if...
They did not take the children either. Then what happened to them?
The Inquisition admitted to killing Don Carlos's manservant. Now, this guy had been told to protect the kids at all costs, right?
That is correct.
I think he hid them, and the chalice, when he got wind that the Inquisition was coming. With him dead, and Don Carlos driven mad with grief, there was nobody left who knew the secret. You know what this means, don't you?
I fear so. The children are still here somewhere. If this is so, then it is small wonder that the de Vasconcelos are cursed.
I discovered something amazing with that chalice. In Paris, I found a church where they recognized the coat of arms. I found the tomb of Don Carlos de Vasconcelos.
You are sure? There can be no mistake?
The coat of arms on the chalice matches the one on the tomb.
Incredible. You have my most profound thanks. I must go there as soon as possible.
Yeah? Well, I'd be happy to show you the city. There's something else that I discovered carved on Don Carlos's tomb. Biblical references.
What are the references, Senor Stobart?
Psalms 32:7, Corinthians.
I am not a good enough scholar to know the Bible chapter and verse. I meant, what are the quotations?
You know, I forgot to ask the priest. I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
Mausoleum, summer house. The chess pieces had been removed, and the Bible returned to its resting place. The candles had been lit. The Countess's way of saying thanks to her ancestors, I guess. It was the Spanish Bible I borrowed from the mausoleum. It was a rod with a cone and a hook on the end. I guessed it was for snuffing out the big candle in the chandelier. Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit. The tissue was pretty charred, but the grease paint had done most of the burning. The candle had burnt brilliantly, but only for a couple of minutes. Some kind of special formulation, I guess. And had yielded up this. A complex shape expertly cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key. It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that had been concealed inside the great candle. Hello again. Mind if I sit?
Please, be my guest.
Here's the Bible from the mausoleum.
Very well. Let us begin. The first reference.
Psalms 32:7.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. My hiding place.
Don't get your hopes up too high. This might just be leading us to where we found the chalice.
You are right, of course. The next.
Okay, John 4:11.
John 4:11. Here. The well is deep. The next. Quickly.
Okay. Corinthians 4:5.
Here it is. Will bring to light the hidden things. Any more?
Just one. Psalms again. 22:21.
Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. The last is confusing. Lions, unicorns, what does it mean?
I can't guess.
Salient points seem to be a hiding place and a deep well. In no sense is the mausoleum a well, Senor Stobart.
Is there a well in the grounds?
I do not know. I suppose that there must have been once upon a time. Lopez is the man to ask about anything pertaining to the estate.
What do you make of this?
It looks like some sort of key. Where did you get it from?
It was buried inside the great candle in the mausoleum.
Inside it? What have you done to it?
I, lit it.
But it is irreplaceable.
Listen, the candle was to be lit in case of Moorish attack, right? Well, it burnt down in no time and revealed this key thing. Maybe that was the real purpose of lighting the candle.
What are you suggesting?
That lighting the candle was the equivalent of break glass in case of emergency.
Sentiment must not stand in the way of solving this mystery. You did the right thing.
What does this
You have pyromaniac tendencies?
I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Do you know what this is?
No, senor. Is it some kind of key?
Yeah, I think it probably is.
Where did you get it?
It was hidden inside the big candle in the mausoleum.
And you burnt it? I wondered what the light was I saw through the window. My lady will be furious. The candle was centuries old.
Ah. You must know just about everything that there is to know about this place.
See, I have lived my whole life here in the service of the De Vasconcelos.
Do you know of a well anywhere around here?
A well? Si, senor. This used to be a fortified villa. How can you last a siege without water?
Great! So where is it?
How should I know? The well was covered over in the last century. It was dangerous, you see.
And you have no idea where it was?
None. It was hidden even before my grandfather's time.
You must have a vague idea of where the well is.
It must have been in the old house's courtyard, so that would put it around here.
Here? Okay. Now, how do we find it?
There might be a way. Let me think about it.
Any ideas yet?
We are looking for a source of water, see?
Yes.
For generations, the Spanish country folk have had a secret way of locating water, even if it is meters beneath the ground.
Ah, you're not talking about water dousing, are you?
Eh?
You know, you get a stick and walk around until the stick twitches and dig there.
Oh, you've heard of it.
Yeah, I think most of the planet has. Okay, let's get a stick.
Uno momento. It must be a special stick, a Y of hazel.
Right. Do you have any hazel trees?
See, here. That is hazel.
So that was what a hazel tree looks like. I went over to find a suitable stick. I don't believe it. There wasn't a single usable Y-shaped branch on the whole damn thing. So that was what a hazel tree looks like. I went over to find a suitable stick. Aha! It was a thin, supple twig of hazel. Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Well, I got my divining rod. Now what?
Simplicity itself, senor. Hold the wand at the upper ends of the Y. Apply a little tension with your wrists so that the slightest movement of the wand's tip is clear, and walk slowly and steadily over the area.
Sounds easy enough. We'll find this well in no time.
Senor Stobart, you've found something.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars. Hidden here for hundreds of years. Lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I've been walking up and down with a twig in my hands, looking for a tin can.
It had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
I'd have to check with an archaeologist, but I don't think the Templars left that.
In truth, Senor Stobart, the loan was laid many, many years ago. This can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Get rid of it and I'll try it again. Lopez threw the can away. It seemed to fall an awfully long way. The splash at the end confirmed what we both suspected. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
It has been here all the time. All those years and nobody found it.
Stood in awe for a moment, marveling at the secrets all around us.
I could have fallen down that.
The well had been lost for decades at least. The air was cool after the noon sun, but that's not what gave me goosebumps. I have a really, really bad feeling about this. It was a long way down. The brilliant midday sun shone almost directly down the shaft, and I still couldn't see the water.
Hello, Mofu. How are you?
Sometime in antiquity, there'd been a rock slide. Big ones. I wished I'd had a hard hat.
Excuse me.
From a distance, the lion's head had been impressive. Close up, it was frightening. Hey, one of the fangs is a separate piece. I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger. Oh, very funny, you psychos!
Senor Stobar! Senor Stobar! Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez, I'm fine!
Que susto me has dado! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templars. I wished that I had Leary's flashlight now. It was too dark to see, and I had to rely on touch. It just felt like a pitted stone wall. I'd almost been killed for the sake of a red herring. I wished that I had Leary's... I'd...
Fuck.
Thinking back to how long it had taken the can to fall to the bottom, I stayed as far from the edge as I could. I realized I could use the mirror to reflect the light from above.
I have to call in my prescription.
There, in the middle of the door, I could see some kind of socket. It looked like this wasn't quite the dead end it had seemed.
I'll see if... I'm gonna wait like 5-10 minutes, see if we have any more dialogue that's... We're gonna have a lot of dialogue, then I'll call. Oh my god.
Thinking back,
I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do here.
Now I knew what I was looking for. It only took a few moments to find it. And there it was. A warped socket. as smooth and perfect as if it had been carved only yesterday. It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that... I slid the stone key into the lock. There were buttons that turned the dials.
A puzzle.
I must have made a mistake. The lock spun back to neutral and nearly took my fingers off. I was going to have to start from scratch again.
The fuck?
I heard the sounds of the lock moving. Either that or the wall was going to come down on my head. Damn!
Fuck. Did I fuck it all up? Son of a bitch.
Now I knew what I was looking... And there it was. I slid the stone...
That's so fucking ugly.
There were buttons that turned...
Oh my god. I could be watching Hannibal right now. That's right, isn't it? XIV, XXV, II, VI, L, XXXL, LLL, L, XV, LL, XLL, XXV.
Oh, yes!
Okay.
Bonus points for that, I hope. I knew the old Stobart fingerwork wouldn't let me down.
We're at 90%. Oh my god. Okay, I'll be right back.
Before I left, though, there was one last thing to do. You won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess. I found it with the children. You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
George, welcome back.
Come in, George. It's good to see you again.
Is it?
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, George.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should tell Andre what else you found, George.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
George found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we've got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that George found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre? Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much.
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
Except when they go to a football match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Isetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in their wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
I can't go.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but...
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was?
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.
I have no idea what just happened in the game, but I probably don't care, so it's fine. I'm gonna have to, oh, can't save, alright, bet. I'm gonna have to run errands in like at least 30 minutes or so, so let's hope that we can finish this game in the next 30 minutes. Okay. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Heading to the church. I'm just glad Nico's here. Like, God bless. Like, finally. The real reason we got into this game.
Pardon me?
Oh my god, why does he look like that? He's evil.
She must be deaf.
She's
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Sterling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
This is literally that guy. This is him. Look it. You can see his little tattoo or scar. That's literally the dude. That's fucking Zaid or fucking Khan or whatever. Look at it's right there. What the fuck?
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Yep. That's a nose with a history, all right.
So you said.
You were in a room full of skeletons for about 3 seconds and then you teleported between a bunch of different scenes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the cutscenes in this game. It's bizarre.
Does the name Merlin mean anything to you?
Merlin, a master of illusions. Oh, you said Merlin? Then no.
Do you know what this is?
Yes, a young friend of mine.
Yeah? Well, that's...
Perhaps.
I'm sorry that you've been...
You should...
Do you know Sterling well?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds about?
Yeah, we...
It's one of the places we thought we'd stay on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place. But we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
No.
Are you gonna play Outriders? It's so funny that you asked, Corner, because Ken asked me last night when I was in Most High stream. I don't know. I have no idea, honestly. Like, I don't... I know what that game is, but like... honestly, like... It's third person Destiny. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it really doesn't look that interesting. Like, it looks like it's fun, but I know I'm not paying $60 for it, so I know there's a demo, but I'm trying not to get invested into games that that I don't like plan to play, if that makes sense. And I know I'm not paying 60 fucking bucks for it, and I know I'm not gonna get a key for it because it's Square Enix. So I'm kind of like, meh, I'll just play vicariously through other people. I mean, it looks fun to play with a friend, but I don't really. I think it's a little bit too flashy for me.
Is there a church called St. Ninian's at Sterling?
Yes, there is. And I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
It kind of reminds me of Remnant, which is honestly a game that I don't want to think about. So yeah.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of his, though.
I don't think it says, yeah, it's not a Souls-like, but...
Where are you going, George?
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak. L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
It's definitely the dude that's like trying to kill us. And has killed other people.
Off to Sterling, eh?
Yes,
Pretending
Well, I
to
hope you won't be disappointed.
not be.
It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view from the castle.
Thank you.
I don't want to worry you, but there was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
I hate this bitch.
Maybe. But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
Like, I would really...
Pardon me?
Yes.
I will really be honest and hurt her feelings if she doesn't shut up.
Can't you sit still, George?
I need to go to the John.
While you're there, check out the buffet car, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Okay.
I would like to finish this game now. I would really like to finish this game now. I would like... Oh my god, we're so close.
Hi. Having a party?
No, this is breakfast. Come on, join us, man. Away, Basha, wake up, man. What's company?
His breath was like the outlet from a chemical factory.
Excuse my mate, he's taking a nap. Sleeping like a bobby. I'll wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle half an hour ago.
And I never noticed.
See you later.
Didn't open that window, pal.
Why not?
It's freezing out there.
Oh, no. That gangster creep from the hotel, Guido. Well, he didn't scare me.
Hey, Buster. This is a no-smoking car.
Okay, maybe he did scare me. It got worse. I suddenly realized who the conductor had reminded me.
Waluigi.
Eklund, Marquet's murderer. want to shoot the breeze with this guy. I should have known better than to leave Nico and the old lady alone. Suddenly, the Sword of Baphomet took second place to finding the girl I loved.
You love her? But she said like 3 paragraphs to you.
Hey, buddy. Did you see what happened to the young woman in the next compartment?
No, Paul, I didn't. Have you lost her, like?
She's disappeared. The old lady, too. I think they're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, man. An old lady, too?
Yeah. You gotta help me.
Maybe they went to the toilet, like?
I don't think so.
You never go on their own. Always in pairs, you know?
No, she's been abducted. I'm sure. I've got to go look for her.
What's stopping you, pal?
The conductor. He's not what he seems.
You want to
Hi,
avoid him, like?
Justin.
That's about it, yeah.
No problem.
How are you?
See you later.
Okay, hopefully that was enough. Because I bitch got shit to do.
Give it to it, pal. Don't jump.
I don't intend to jump. I'm going to climb on top of the train.
You're kidding, aren't you?
Just watch me.
Hold on now, pal. I'll give you a hand, like.
What the fuck? Thanks, dog. Have you guys ever been on top of a train? Bruh, this sentence came out of my mouth and I'm like, what am I saying? What the fuck? Sorry, I'm disassociating. Can't say I have. Oh! Oh!
I'd always wanted to stop a train, and now was my chance.
Yo, can't slump. What is going on?
You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side, Stobart. Different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
Don't call them that. The real Templars were a noble foe. These barbarians have no right to that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo-Templars after? What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield. A double-edged sword. A power older than Dimolay, older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together, and Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon at the Garden of Paradise.
You're talking in riddles. Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes a colossal energy caused by the alignment of the Earth's natural power fields.
Which are focused at St. Ninians.
The energy endowed the Templars with the power which made them great. A power which made them charismatic to such an extent they could control the will of all around them.
This is very interesting.
How did you escape from the bull's head?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the bull to the village, Stobart. Fortunately, I know the ways of the wilderness.
Bye.
May Allah guide you to our enemies.
Thanks.
One lust.
What? What is it? He's dead.
Oh shit. Alright. Nico and me. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. Literally, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Where do you think you're going?
Don't
Bye.
worry. I hadn't forgotten about you.
Answer me this instant, George Stobart.
I
will.
have a
When I'm ready.
I have a crime to solve. I must leave.
That's not fair, George.
No.
You took advantage while my hands were tied.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me, I thought I was gonna die. I thought of all the things I'd never get to do. And kissing you was at the top of my list.
George,
Uh-huh.
George, we've got to get off the train.
Please.
Eklund could recover at any time.
So what are we waiting for?
What are you
Literally
doing?
stop.
I'm out of here.
Not that door. Do you want to end up like Flap?
Not especially. What remains of him is well on his way back to London. I hope he was traveling on a return ticket. I'd feel happier if we had a gun or something.
Khan gave me something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can give them a good buffeting. Didn't he have any weapons?
You don't know the half of it. This bag's full of C4.
Wow. Why didn't you say so? Boy, we'll show them now. What's C4?
Plastic, George.
We're going to shop our way to victory?
2 kilos of plastic explosive. The detonator's broken now.
No problem. We'll buy a box of matches somewhere.
It doesn't work that way. It takes a small explosion to start the big explosion.
Well, that's not much use then. What does that sign say?
Apparently during the English Civil War in the mid-17th century, this place was used as an arms dump.
Yeah? What happened?
Look at the state of this place, George. You work it out.
Oh, stray spark?
You got it. The tower was the only thing to survive the blast.
I hope the explosion didn't destroy the Sword of Baphomet.
Do you? I rather hope it did.
Bitch, what? We're still playing George. Nico is right there.
I scrabbled around in the rubble and found an old clay pipe with a broken stem.
Okay.
Under one of the stones, I found a metal coin which was green with age. It was caked with soil, but what I'd found was a small cog and spindle. With mounting excitement, it was short. It was a...
Okay, great.
With the clay pipe in his mouth, he looked happy, homely, like somebody's granddaddy.
What do you think you're doing, Josh?
I wondered if there was a secret mechanism in the demon's mouth.
Maybe you should show a little more respect.
For a mythical medieval demon? Give me a break.
Okay. Go right ahead. Meddle with forces you don't understand.
Bruh,
Incur
it's a
the demon's
stone
wrath and
statue.
burn in hell. Just see if I care.
It was no good. The demon wasn't inhaling.
Oh my god.
The handle turned easily, and the lock...
Okay.
Damn! Then the handle came off in my hand.
Click on the winch again to get another cog. Is this it?
Now
nice. Smaller cog and spindle in the eye socket.
The cog was... The cog
Boom.
slipped...
And the larger... And the... Uh-oh. The larger...
The cog was one of those objects with a rasp of...
Uh-oh. The handle.
I pushed that...
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're right there. Oh my god, we're right there. We're right there. We're right there.
As soon as I saw the flickering torches, I realized the bogus
Get
Templars
ready.
had beaten us to the sword. But where were they now? And why was it so quiet? It looks like the Templars got here first.
We might not be too late. There's still a chance.
I wish I had your optimism.
So do I, George. Sometimes you're so negative. Listen, I can definitely hear chanting.
You're right. I hear it too. What do you suppose they're doing?
It wouldn't surprise me if they were holding some kind of satanic sex ritual.
So, what are we waiting for? Will you look at that? Baphomet. Lavino was right. This place was ancient even to the Templars.
This whole place? This is Baphomet?
Finally, the truth. The Templars had never worshipped this graven image, no more than they'd worship a rainbow. But, like a rainbow, they regarded it as a symbol of a covenant with God, who'd revealed this place to them.
Rosso! Why, the double-dealing treacherous?
On the contrary, Inspector Rosso has been the model of obedience, an important quality in a true Templar. Now be quiet and watch, if you wish to live much longer.
Brothers and sisters, we are gathered here to witness the reforging of the sword that was broken. Here before God's sentinel, Baphomet, Grand Master and Knight of Baphomet, we salute and pledge our obedience to you.
I salute you, gatekeeper of the temple. 7 centuries ago, our greatest weapon, the sword of Baphomet, was lost to us. Now we prepare to reforge it, to wield against new enemies. We shall lead the people to a new order, wherein all borders will dissolve. All will be united under the red cross of the Templars. George, we have watched your efforts to stop us with respect. But surely you realize that you have been misled by our enemies. Both of us want a better world. Fortunately, no harm has been done. We need determined, resourceful men like you. Join us, George. Join us in true brotherhood.
Yeah. True. Wait. Brothers? What about Marquet? What about Pegram and Klausner? You didn't look on them as brothers, only as failures.
3 men dead, and you don't give a damn.
George, you know that sacrifices are necessary. Every great undertaking.
Join you. I'll see you in hell first.
Ah, George, I had great hopes for you. C'est la guerre. Eklund, kill him.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I just wanted things to be right.
Take them. Kill them. They will not escape.
Well, well. If it isn't the great detective and his
Waluigi.
beautiful assistant, it's going to be a pleasure killing the pair of you.
George, what are we going to do?
Come on, Nico. We're leaving.
You fools! You cannot escape us. Guido! Stop them.
But master, the powder!
That powder is from the English Civil War. You fool. It's over 300 years old. How explosive do you think it can be?
I thought it was all over, but Nico had one last trick up her sleeve. Or in her handbag, to be exact. A handbag full of plastic explosives.
Maybe, but this stuff is brand new.
We didn't stay long in Scotland. George had a vacation to finish, and I had another story to write. Not the real story, of course, but enough half-truths to fill a page and pay my rent for the month. George and I hung out together in Paris. I showed him my favorite restaurants, and he told me his best jokes.
You know, Nico, this city holds so many memories for me now. The cafes, the music.
The sewers.
Tell me about it. The clowns.
The jugglers.
And your pal Labano.
Oh, yes, dear Andre.
When we first met, and I was doing my detective stuff, you kind of disappeared a lot, Nico. Were you and Labano,
There was something happening, but nothing to do with Andre.
Uh-huh.
It was something from the past that I had to deal with, on my own. So, I dealt with it, and now it's over.
Hey, did I ever tell you the one about the old Irish couple in the lottery?
No, but I think you're going to.
Okay, there's this old Irish couple. They've been married forever, like 50 years, and they win the lottery.
Okay. That ended abruptly as fuck. Honestly, I have to be honest. Like, I already shared earlier my opinions. Sorry, I know I'm probably maybe quiet. I don't know. I'm getting dressed, but I shared my opinion earlier about the point and click and the puzzle ratio. I wish there were more puzzles. Like, I like Nico and George's relationship, but, like, I don't know anything about them. Like, we just know about Nico's father. We literally know more about her father than we do about her. And George is cool, but, like, his only personality trait is that he's, like, funny and American. That's it. Like, Nico's only personality trait is that she's pretty and she has a nice accent. Like, good for them. I'm glad they're happy. I guess. Oui. Fucking. I don't know. Yeah, this game, would I play it again? No. This is one of those games, I'm glad I finished it. Would I recommend it? If you like point and click games, absolutely. Like, I would recommend the game, but would I play it again? No. Plus, I thought I only played like a quarter of this game, but when I played this game, I played it I think in 2018 or some shit. 2017. I played like 50% of the game. Like, I played up until, like, chapter, like, 10. There's 15 chapters. Like, I played up after the hospital part. Like, after you were pretending to be a doctor. Like, I think I played to that part. Maybe a little bit after it. And I didn't realize. So that was about the area where I was like, okay, this game isn't grabbing me. So I like took a break from it, and then I lost the saves, and I was like, well, whatever. And then this time I just was able to kind of drag myself through it, and that's literally what I did. Like, I just drug myself through it. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, this whole stream and literally, like, 7 hours of the last stream, I've just been doing things on my phone. Like, I was taking Hannibal quizzes on my phone. Because I just needed something to keep my attention. Like, last stream, oh my god, I was just looking at shit on Instagram, which would normally be boring and not something I do, but, like, because I was playing the game, it was, like, stimulating enough that, like, when I needed to interact, I could, but, like, through all the dialogue, I had something else to look at and interact with. Yeah, it was just a bit much. Not a bad game, just, I guess, kind of helping me understand what I prefer, I guess. Apparently I guess there was, like, maybe I missed some shit. Obviously, I missed some shit because there's, like, supposed to be, like, oh, okay, I have it now. What the fuck? Okay, so this is, like, Nico's story, I guess. Fell in love with photography on my 12th birthday. Papa had bought me a camera. We were on vacation, just the two of us. It was my last summer as a child. Papa told me how proud he was of me, how beautiful I looked. And then the summer was over. Papa had to leave. We had no idea what was about to happen. No fear for the future. No warning. Oh yeah, her father died on a plane crash. But suddenly I was alone. And now, as every summer ends, the nightmare returns. Each time I must wash away the sadness. Let it dissolve and fade. The sun always helps. And so does my work. Never a dull moment for a photojournalist. Nico Collard. Collard, get your ass over to the Palais Royal now. You got an interview with Pierre Chocron. Yes, the Pierre. He asked for you personally. Don't ask me why. Anyway, this could be big. This is the guy that got murdered at the beginning. So if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes. Yes, boss. This was the assignment that could make my career. The sun felt better than ever. Even if it did mean that the streets of Paris were full of tourists. Later, across town. Where can I get a cup of coffee around here? The cafe. Okay, great. Cool. So we finished. That's good. I like finishing games. Excuse me. Yay, we finished it. Excellent. That's what I like to see.